components. So the first thing is people have a lot more time, or they've had a lot more time the past 3 months. So with this time, they've it's almost like they can't hide from the fact that I don't like what I'm doing, right? So before, when people were really busy and doing all these things, they could hide behind the excuse of I'm too busy. I don't have time to think about what I want to do with my life. And now they have a lot of time in their hands, and they're saying like, okay, now I cannot hide anymore behind it. So the biggest thing that I've seen with my clients is sort of like lifting the veil of I am no longer able or willing to hide and avoid realizing that what I'm doing is not fulfilling. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is people really wanting to work for somebody and a company, for themselves, whatever it might be, in a way that's really fulfilling. Like the patterns that I've seen with my clients, it's like if I don't support the company that I work for, I will be quitting within the next few months.
That's a big thing that I've noticed recently is that, do we still have speaker mode going on? Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. That's something that I think is really important, is understanding where you are currently and kind of where you need to go, and being in alignment, right? Being connected with your mission, with your values, and what you want, your purpose, right? So do you have any suggestions for exercises that people can do to try to reconnect with who they are, like with what matters to them, with their values?
Yeah, values are so important. I love that you brought that up. Values are, in essence, principles by which we live by, right? So like I know that you value humor, you value human connection, right? You value physical well-being, right? Like these are the things that I think, as I know you as my friend Alex, like you value, right? So all of us have this set of things that we value, principles by which we live our lives. When we are doing things that honor those values, right? So let's say if you're connecting with others, if you're working out, if you're taking care of you, you're going to feel like there's a ton of energy in your life, because the things that you honor, that your principles that you value, you're honoring them. So you're super excited. On the other hand, if you, let's say, never work out, if you're never connecting with others, maybe right now you've been on your own a lot and it feels a little bit harder, you're disrespecting your values. And that's gonna drain and suck energy away from you, because you're basically saying, I'm not doing the things that I value. So for anybody that's listening, it's to say, okay, like, where do I start? Because there are so many things going on. Go online, pull up a list of values. There are so many of them, and start rating yourself and figure out a 1 to 10. 10, this is really important to me. 1, I could care less about this thing. Rate, a list of values, and start taking action in your life towards honoring those values. And the second component, I would say, for the company that you work with, figure out what are your company's values. Some of you that are listening might have never thought about understanding what do the company value. If your company's value are totally opposite than your own, that might be a sign to say, okay, this may not be the right fit for me, unless you make a choice to stay there in order to get what you want to get from that company.
Wow, that's really great advice. I love that. Google values, circle the ones that you like and kind of ruminate on them, the ones that you really connect with. And then also think about your company, and see where you guys have alignment. And that may, kind of help someone feel a lot better and get them excited and rejigger.
Absolutely.
To really bring
Yes.
it,
Or it might be to say, like, look, when I did this exercise for me, I realized that authenticity is a big value for me, right? And this, I'm really spiritual. I'm very woo-woo. I bring a lot of, science and practical sort of combining all together. And when I was in corporate, my own limiting beliefs, I thought that I couldn't be authentic, right? Because if I was bringing crystals to work and talking about angels or coaching or spirituality and energy and all those things, people might be like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this marketer that's handling our budget or whatever it might be. So I realized, for me, my own limiting belief, I couldn't be authentic in that corporate environment, right? So I chose in that case to be like, okay, it's time for me to exit. So ultimately, if your values disalign with the company, you always have a choice. I want to stay because I'm getting a great paycheck, or I still love what I do, knowing that I can be authentic at work. Or you might choose, you know what, I want to fully live my life. I want to be authentic in all areas. It's time for me to go. But it allows you to make a conscious decision towards the things that you're doing.